Good afternoon. I am back. Well, you guys, here we go. First of all, the announcements. We'll start with that first. Okay, announcement number one. I basically finished my patriotic shawl, but I'm getting ready to take down the last row, which is the crab stitch. And I'm going to take this shawl here because remember, it's so thin and whatnot. I'm going to go on and turn this into a scarf. And now that I have those sequins, I'm going to do, someone suggested that maybe I mix this with some more black yarn and whatnot. But the sequins that I bought don't look like these sequins. So what I'm going to do is just get another, I'm going to get some black yarn and I'm going to do the combination. Or I can double, well, this is already double stranded. So I'll get it figured out. So this is the glow yarn that I use for the border on this for the thing. So I'm gonna take this down and then double it with this skein of the glow yarn. And I'm gonna take the crab stitch down here and I'm gonna border this with the glow yarn because I am so satisfied with this, how it came out. Here it is. Okay, you're seeing just how wide it is. I stopped it when I got to the last 10 rows. I didn't want it to point, in a pointy point. So I did it like I did that other one. I stopped it when I got to the last 10 rows. That's where I ended it. And it comes all the way down past my waist. So I'm going to do that. In fact, no, I was going to say I might just take the glow yarn and mix it with the red, white, and blue. But nope, I don't have to do that because the first row of the border is red, white, and blue. So the last row of the border will just be the white in the glow yarn. And so it will glow around the edges because I wanted some glow in this because, I doubt if I'll be going to the family reunion because it's looking kind of bleak right now. But if I do, and we go to the fireworks again, this will glow. Okay, so that's it for that. So I'll show you this once it's totally complete. I actually thought about putting some pom-poms on the end, and I was like, no, I think I'd rather it be bordered with the glow yarn. Okay, and I hope it's enough in this skein to get around it one time. It should be enough. I would assume so. If not, then I'll have to go to another skein. Okay, now, what's the other announcement? Oh, I called my sister. First of all, well, I'll go on with my sister. Yeah, I called my sister. And so when I told her the menu, because she, I didn't ask her if she wanted to barbecue over here or anything. I was like, I'm going to just run this menu by her and see what she says. Because I know, they like my potato salad. And then I have green beans from the garden that I'm going to be cooking. And then I have actually, I had a slab of ribs, but I actually had extra because they had ribs on sale a couple of weeks ago, and I had bought 2 slabs because they were on sale, but I had a slab from last year that I never did cook from Labor Day. And so when I saw that I had the extra that I had forgotten about, I was like, so I just told my sister, I'm going to do 2 slabs of ribs. I was like, and then I'm going to do the green beans. And those are from the garden from last year, because I have like 3 bags left and I need to get rid of those because I'll be having new green beans coming. And then I told her, I'm going to do my potato salad. I said, the only thing I don't have is dessert. She was like, well, how about if I bring the dessert and then I can bring the pop? And I was like, you're offering to, I thought you weren't cooking. She was like, no. She was like, yeah, I know you with those ribs and stuff. Yeah, you might want me to come over. And I was like, yep. So I told her, I said, what I'll do, I said, to make it easier, because I have a big Weber smoker. She doesn't have a smoker. And so basically I told her, I was like, I'll just bake them in the oven. And then I was like, I'll make sure that they're done. And then I said, then when you come, I was like, all you need to do is wrap the ribs. We'll put them on the smoker for 2 hours so that they'll get soft and done. I was like, and then we'll open up the wrap, put the sauce on, let them cook another hour. When I do cook on the smoker or the grill, I do the 3-2-1 method. If you've watched Barbecue Pitmasters, you know of that method. That means you let them cook for 3 hours, then you wrap them, let them cook another 2 hours, then you unwrap them, sauce them, and let them cook another hour, and they are fall off the bone. Okay, that method works. But to make it even shorter, when I'm doing it, I like to bake my ribs in the oven first. I season them, I marinate them the night before, and then I put them in the oven, and I might keep them in there for maybe 2 hours at a temperature of about between 250 and well, usually about 220. It's 225 to 250 because you don't want to burn them and you don't want to cook them all the way in the oven. So when you take them out after 2 hours, they're partially done. They're not all the way done, and they're by no means tender at that point. But the seasonings have sunk in, and they taste good. I'm just giving y'all some cooking tips, okay? Come on now. But anyway, then the ribs are usually well seasoned by then, and then you can put them on your smoker, or you may have a grill. You may have propane, gas, pellet, whatever. You put them on the grill. At that point, you wrap them in aluminum foil, and that is what will tenderize the meat. So you let that cook for 2 hours at a temperature of at least 200 to 250 for those 2 hours, and they will be very tender at that point. Now, if you don't want sauce, you don't have to use sauce, but you want to smoke them. If you want to get the hickory smoked flavor or cherry flavor, because I like to use hickory and cherry, and sometimes I'll use pecan and cherry. But if you want that smoked flavor, then at that point you open up, you unwrap the ribs. You can still leave them on the foil, and you just open them up so that the smoke from the grill or the smoker will hit it. And you can do that on a grill too. You just throw your wood chunks in or whatever, and once they ignite, that smoke is going to billow, and it's going to smoke that meat right to the bone, smoke ring and all. Okay, so you do that, and then you're done. After that hour, after you sauce them up and smoke them, you would think that they've been cooked on the grill for the whole process. So that's what we're going to be doing. So she's going to do that. Okay. And so, like I said, I'll make the potato salad. I'll make the potato salad and the green beans. So she's going to bring dessert. She's going to bring the drinks. And 9 times out of 10, my sister might make a coleslaw or something like that. She'll come up with something else. So they'll be coming over here on Monday because we're going to do everything Monday. I told her I'll do the baking of the ribs on Sunday so that they'll just be ready to go straight to the smoker once she comes on Monday. And so that's how we're going to do it. So, yep, yay. So I'll do a little bit, but it won't be, at least I don't have to work that grill. That's the main thing. Okay, so I think that's it. Oh, so the next announcement is I woke up today feeling normal. Legs not feeling crazy, no pain, nothing. So whoever prayed, thank you. I guess God said, uh-oh, she done called the Calvary. Let me go on and do something for her. Because I woke up this morning feeling totally normal. That doesn't mean I'm not getting ready to go on the medication or anything like that. I'm waiting on my doctor to call. My blood work did come back. I looked at my chart yesterday evening. The blood work came back and it was excellent. Everything was perfect. Except the vitamin D, of course. And if you live in Michigan, you have vitamin D. Anybody in Michigan, your vitamin D is going to be low. So I'm sitting under, in fact, let me show you. I have a special sunlight that I use during the winter. It has been dreary for the past week here. And we're not supposed to see sun again probably till about next Thursday. And because of that, I told my sister, I was like, you know what? I got my little sun lamp on. Forget that mess, because I'll start going down, real quick here, because we haven't had any sunshine. It's been cloudy, windy, rainy, dreary, you name it, cold. Everybody has the flu and all that stuff. So nope, I'm not playing. Okay. All right. So we're 9 minutes in. So let me finish up. But like I said, everything, I feel normal today. My legs aren't hurting. I don't have that tired, crickly, crackly feeling. Nothing. I am doing great. today. And so guess what? I was up at 9 o'clock and I thought, well, do I want to do this? Do I want to go back to the liquidation store one more time? I needed to go to Myers for one, because I needed to get some Miracle Whip salad dressing, and I also needed to get some lighters, some charcoal lighter fluid. And so I had to go to Myers because, you know, although my legs were feeling fine, I didn't want to go to any other grocery store where I would have to walk that store just to get. But like I told you on yesterday, Myers have where you can take your mobility aid, leave it up front, get the cart. So Myers is only 5 minutes from me, you know, as well as that former Joann's. But anyway, I went on up to Myers, and so I went to get what I needed to get, and I was like, I'm here. Well, I saw that the liquidation store parking lot was just overly full, but there was a handicapper. So I got the spot that I had yesterday, went up in there, and I said, okay, if they have, I went with the $20 budget. I said, if they have that basket, you know, because they had a few of those sewing baskets. It was like 6 of them there, and then there were 2 big ones, and I had that one in my hand and decided not to get it. And so, and really, technically, I didn't need it, but I said, if they have them, I know that today should be the 80 to 90% off. They didn't do that. Guess what they did? Everything is still 70 to 90% off, but guess what they did? They have, if you buy 10 items, you get 20% off your total item if you get 10 items or more. If you get 20 items or more, you get 30% off your total purchase on top of the 70 to 90% off. So that meant that folks were cleaning up. That store was so packed, the line was wrapped. I was fortunate because I did get some stuff, and I'm getting ready to show you. When I got to the line, I hit a break. It was one lady who was up at the thing. She had the whole counter was just stacked. So I knew I was going to be standing there for at least 10 minutes waiting on her, but I was next. By the time the lady got done with the lady who had all that stuff in front of me, that line had wrapped all the way around to the yarn. I was like, ooh, I'm so glad I got this line when I did. So I was next, and so it was my turn, and then I got out. My budget was $20. I barely went over, and that was because I picked up something extra. Okay, so when you see the film, which is only 2 minutes, I had a basket like this, except it was twice the size. It was huge. And that basket was regularly $39.99, and at 70% off, the basket would have been like $11.99 when it was over and done with. I didn't want a basket that big, and the only reason I had the basket, as I explained in the film, is because I needed something to put my other stuff in, because there were no baskets in the store. That store was packed to capacity, and everything. They'll be done today. I expect them, it's almost 3 o'clock now, and I went early. I said they'll be done at 3. And they did say, the workers did say, once everything sells out, we will be shutting our doors. And they projected it would be today. I mean, they were clearing it. All the fabric was gone. I didn't even do a tour today. I just went to the section where I went, and you'll see that, and you'll see what I got. And then I ended that film, and I got out of there. But everything was pretty much gone, everything. And so I got, wait a minute. I don't know how I did this, but first of all, that basket, there was 2 baskets. The one I had in the film that I chose not to get, I put that back. In fact, there was a lady who asked me, she was like, where did you get that basket? And I told her where the baskets were, and they didn't have any more. So I went over there. I said, I'm not getting this. If you want to get it, you better snatch it now. I wanted the smaller one. And so they had 2 of these brown ones. And so I got the brown one. So I just switched my stuff from the brown one to this. Okay, so here's what I got, y'all. First of all, they had 2 of these left. I had to get them because I needed to make sure I had 10 items so I could get that extra 20% off. And secondly, you know, I left 4. So somebody bought 2 and left 2. Well, Be mine now, because I knew Joann's was closing at 3 o'clock and these might not have sold. $1. That's how much these cost. Okay. I ended up getting this because it was, hold on, let me look at here we go with the glasses, y'all. I'll be Mrs. Magoo this time, so because I need to see, and y'all do too. Well, I'll do it like this because y'all know every time I see that. Okay. All right. Okay, so here's the receipt. The bamboo round basket, the regular price was $29.99. That bigger one, the regular price was $39.99. I paid $7.20 for the bamboo round basket, the basket that I just showed you. $7.20. That was the final cost. Then they had, oh, this is the mixing paddle. It's called Skull Perfect Craft Mixing Paddle. And it's for caster. You can mix, it's for mixing, hold on. You can mix plaster and utilize to mix a uniform casting blend with minimal air bubbles and maximum efficiency. Then it says, important, rinse thoroughly after use. I actually had thought it was a shoehorn. Oh, Lord. Okay. I actually had thought it was a shoehorn when I first saw it. And then when I saw what it was, I was like, well, I'm going to be mixing plaster, all right. Cakes, okay? Cakes. This is going to be my new mixing paddle for cakes or anything creamy that I have to mix. Hey, here it is. So that's what I got this for. And the cost of this was, the regular price for this was $7.69. I paid $1.65 for it. So I'm glad to have it. And like I said, okay, so we have the, I told you about the, hold on. Did she even put this on here? I don't see it. Oh, the beeswax yarn thing was regularly not yarn, my embroidery wax. This was regularly $4.79. It cost $1.15. So for $2.30, I got these two. The other ones, I bought those, the other ones that I got other than yesterday. Now, the ones I bought yesterday, I think I bought, was it 3 of them or 4? I think I bought 3 yesterday and I left 4. Those were $1.15. And the ones I bought early on when everything was 20% off, I spent like $3 for those. And I do have the receipt. And last but not least, I was shocked. All the yarn was just about sold out. They had bought all pretty much, you know, all your big twists and stuff. Everything was picked over. That yarn, they had lowered the price on a lot of it and stuff. You still had a lot of that Bernat blanket, but they were starting to get that. People were filling it. The people were just grabbing, filling their baskets, grabbing, filling it. It was almost like a panic buy situation. And so I had talked to other people and I told them, I was like, I have everything I need. I was like, I'm just in here to be in here because it's the last day and it looks as if we're going to be closed in the next couple hours. And everybody I talked to said the same thing. Everyone said, I got what I was getting a couple of months ago. I'm just here because, you know, and they were like, one lady said, I'm just hoarding some extra yarn because I don't need none. I was like, I don't either. But guess what? That KC Essential was still there. I'm like, what is it about this yarn? I don't like it myself because I made my cousin a Kirky Q bag with this yarn and I hated it. It was too thin, but she loved the bag so very well. The yarn was still there. Still there. So this yarn was regularly $5.49 a skein. It was $1.32 per skein. And they had 11 there. I got 10. I left that last one because I know this will be doubled. And I'm probably, remember I was saying, and although I may not go to the family reunion, I can still make the trashy shawls and send them by my sister. So even if I don't go, I'll send them and then I'll tell her, you know, raffle them off, give one to the oldest cousin. You know, we have one cousin, she's in her high 70s or close to it. I know she's in her mid 70s. She might be like 74, 75, my oldest first cousin. on the girl side. So I said, give her one and then raffle off the others, and they all look alike. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and they all were the same color, and the color is called Campground. So, and although they look different, because I was like, these look like different colors, it was just because it's variegated and it has all these colors. Some of them had the orange at the top, some of them had the blue at the top, all that. So I'm gonna use this to make some trashy shawls. This is enough. 10 of these. It's only because it's a lot. How many yards is this? Hold on. And I got it just because. Hold on. Let's see. 100 and I can't see here. I think it's 180 yards. Yes, it is. It's 180 yards per skein. That's a lot. So 4 of these, you know, or 2, because I'm putting it together. 2, I can go 5 and 5. But I can get 2 to 3 trashy shawls out of this. So I'm at least do 2, you know, to send to the family reunion. And so that's it. And if I can get 3, I'll make one for myself because it would look nice with jeans. And then come to think of it, remember I bought that, what was that yarn? It was the cotton, what was the name of that yarn that I bought that I had never used? And I was saying that TL Yarn Crafts did a review of it and she liked it. I forgot the name of it. But anyway, I can put it with that. And because I got the denim color when I bought all that yarn a few weeks ago, so I can put this with that and then wear, you know, I can use this for with jeans or whatever, make a trashy shawl for when I wear jeans. Okay, but anyway, so this is what I got on today. So this ended up being the final purchase from the liquidation store. So I got 2 more of those. So I know I have at least 10 of these now. And I got the paddle. So that was it. And I spent a grand total of, hold on. I spent a grand total of, my subtotal was $24.55. My tax was $1.48. I spent $26.03. So I only went $6 over budget. I had a savings of $77.61. As you can see, I saved here it is right here, $77.61. And then up here, wait, my grand total was $26.03. Yep, $26.03. So, yep, so on to the receipt. So this will be the official, I'm gonna write on here, official last receipt, the closing day. And I'm gonna put the closing time because I'm quite sure they're probably closed now. I'm almost certain of it because I got in on the. I'm surprised I even got that. Okay, someone would have bought that KC yarn eventually, but they were getting that other stuff. Everybody was looking for that big twist, and then they were buying the Bernat blanket. All that yarn I saw yesterday, all that was gone. Cause I even would have bought that velvet yarn. If it had still been there, that was gone. Those shelves were empty. In fact, everything had moved to like one shelf from the one that, because we had like 1, 2, 3, it was like 4 shelves yesterday with yarn. They moved all that mess to the one shelf. Because no one had bought that KC, it was all together, but everything else was mixed up. So people were going through, and if they found like another skein or something they already had, these people were piling their baskets up. People were buying even the home stuff that was in there. They were buying that. People were just piling their baskets, buying just to buy. And it was even men in there. People took the day off work. It was this lady, she came in there with her kids. And so one of the workers, she came over to the cash register and she was like, I'm getting ready to go over there to where those kids are because she was like, they keep going through all the stuff on that one table. I didn't even go to that table today. It was too many people around it. The rummage table where I got the stuff for my great nephew, they probably had more toys there and stuff. But yeah, that one lady, the one worker, she was like a floor walker, I guess. She was like, those kids, they keep, you know, eyeing the stuff. So I'm going to be over there. And she was like, if you need me to come open another register, let me know. And so another worker came and opened the second register. And that was when I was checking out at that time, because that line had wrapped around. And then people were steadily coming in. It was just a steady flow, no baskets. People had stuff in their arms. People had other baskets from the store that they had found. People had bags, and they just had their own stuff. And I guess they knew, with it being the last day, they probably figured they would have no way to carry their items. And so that's what they did. And so, like I said, I grabbed that one basket, and then when I saw the price of it, you know, I had that big basket, and then I decided I wanted the darker one, and I wanted it smaller. I didn't want a basket that big. So I went on and just bought this small basket. In fact, it has, you know, the handles to it and stuff. I might give this basket to my sister, because technically I don't need a basket. I was just getting it just so I can carry my stuff. Because I have other baskets, you know, and stuff. So if my sister says she likes this, because it does match her decor more so than it matches mine, if she wants it, I'll give it to her, you know. So anyway, so that's it, you guys. So I just wanted to fill y'all in. So now it's done. I am forced out of the liquidation store now. Forced, because it is now closed. It's done. It is done. So the next time I pass by there, it will be no more. So I am just so hurt. People were sad. It was gloomy. You had some people who were upbeat and bubbly. I was upbeat and bubbly, and then this one lady, she was like, I got over it. She was like, it's just one of them things. She was like, you get over it, because we had plenty of time to grieve it. Yes, she was like, yes, I'm upset and everything. She was like, but I made myself used to the idea that it would be closed. And she's like, I started buying from local yarn shops, started buying online. She said, so I spent the time shopping the liquidation store. She was like, yes, I was going to get the deals. She said, but I spent time getting myself established with online shopping, because she's like, I refuse to go to Michael and Hobby Lobby. And I was like, you feel like I do. I said, I will go to Michael. I said, simply because it's 5 minutes away from me. Michael's is right up the road. If I turn on Brown Road, I'm at Joanne. Well, if I keep straight up Baldwin, I'm at Michael's before I would even be to Joanne, because I got to make the turn and drive down. Michael, soon as I go to the light at Brown Road, I'm there. So actually, Michael's is less than 5 minutes away from me. I can be there in 4 minutes if I catch the light on green. I will go to Michael's to get the DIY glow yarn and to get the scrubby. So that will be June's splurge as far as any type of yarn. So we'll do the closer, closer, closer. And I'm going to go in and I'll get some more of that DIY glow. I want to stock up so I don't have to see Michael's again for a while. And I'm also going to get some more of that Stitch Soak Scrub so I can start making some scrubbies and getting stocked up with those again, because I am low. I only have 2 balls of that. And now that I know that Michael's carries both of those, I'm going to get those. And I'm going to get those stamps, because the ceramic class will be starting, I think it'll be in the fall. So I want to get that out the way. And hopefully I'll have a coupon from Michael's. But now that Joann's is closing, I bet you Michael's is going to lock it up. Now they're the monopoly in our area. But they can do it if they want to, because they should already know that they're next. In fact, every time I walk into Michael's, I'm going to look at a worker and say, you're next. And then keep walking. Just walk away. See another worker? You're next. Keep walking away. Oh yeah, I'll do it. And film it too. So look for those videos too, the You're Next video. Every time I'm mad about something, every time I think about Joanne, I'm going to look at them. You're next. and just let them stew in that, okay? Let me stop. I'm a mess. But anyway, they're next. So let me get on off of here. So I'm done with Joann's. And yeah, like I said, people were sad. Oh my goodness. Today was the saddest day up in there. But, you know, like I said, I stuck with the cheery people, and we all talked about how we've gotten what we want. And, you know, we were just kind of getting the remnants, doing the rummaging. So for me to even get something else today and get that yarn, hey, I did really good. And to get those wax things, I just said, let me get them. I'm going to get them. So I got them. hey, I gave them a chance. They had 24 hours to get all 4 of those. Somebody got 2. So that's all right. So I got the last 2. So that's it. So like I said, I'm well stocked now. So I'm done. And I'm loving this can opener, you guys. I love it. I love it. I had an old fashioned 1960s can opener that I bought from Goodwill. It worked, but it didn't work. It was the kind you had to fight with it to get it to work, and half the time the magnet wouldn't pick up the top. The top would fall down into whatever you're opening. And then I had my hand one. I have trouble using the handheld one. I needed a good can opener, and I never could find one. I looked at Target. I looked all over the place for a nice can opener and couldn't find one. So for me to get this one, the Oster can opener, this is really going to come in handy for me. And it has the nice sharpener on it and everything. So I'm glad I was able to get that. Okay, you guys, so I'm off of here. I probably won't be on until after the holidays. And I mean the holiday, not holidays. But when I come back, the next video will be the tally video. I think I'm going to do that separately. I'll have it all ready, and then I'll just discuss the tally. And then the next video after that will be the Joann artifacts from, or I'll probably title it my haul. It'll probably be titled The Haul or something, from the liquidation store from day 1 until the last day. And then I'll have everything here, and then we'll go over that. And then we'll get back with the story time and other things after that. So, yep. So we'll be ending the Joann era, and I probably won't even mention it anymore, or we'll just call it the store formerly known as Joann. And then I'm catching up on Joann haul videos too. A lot of people pull up Joann hauls in your search on YouTube. And that one lady, Lynn, she worked at Joann, and theirs closed on them. They closed early too. And she was showing her hauls on yesterday. She got a lot of stuff. I really like her. And she's like me. She's just chitty chatty. She'd be on there for an hour every single day. And I get on there and I just start crocheting and listening to her and everything. But I really like her. But she worked for Joann. And so she was, you know, she's upset and everything. But she was able to clean up as an employee. And so she said there was another Joann in her area that's still open. I think she said it was like an hour away from her or something. And she was zooming to it today. So I can't wait to hear her video from today to see what she was able to find there. And I'm quite sure as an employee, I would hope she got some type of discount. You know, well, she bought enough stuff to where she should have. So anyway, let me get on off of here because I'm rambling now. So you guys have a wonderful weekend. Have a wonderful Memorial Day holiday. I'm doing good now. I feel good. Let's hope that this continues. Keep me in your prayers still. And I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do according to the doctor. I'm still waiting on him to call today because although I've seen my blood work, I'm quite sure he's going to call me to discuss the low vitamin D and to let me know when he's called in the prescription and everything. So I'll be picking that up as soon as that's ready, probably Tuesday. My ears is open Monday, but I don't know if the pharmacy is open. So I'll get it, you know, by next week because I want to start the medicine like at the beginning of the week, not at the end of the week. So I know I won't be starting it at least until next week, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so I will see you guys probably on Tuesday. If you don't hear from me Tuesday, Wednesday at the latest, you'll hear from me. And I'll probably do a short letting you know how I'm doing. But I'm doing okay, so I will talk to you guys later. And may God bless you all. Bye-bye, Joann. I have hit the jackpot. I think I did well, y'all. Okay, bye-bye.